We are often hurt by our own families, by friends, colleagues, and trusted loved ones. Then, our hearts, made of glass, shatter into pieces. There are girls betrayed by their boyfriends, even contemplating suicide, feeling they have given so much, yet receiving only coldness and betrayal in return. They always feel that what they do is never reciprocated adequately. This is a form of illness called emotional overflow syndrome. What I'm saying may be hard to hear, especially not easy to accept. So please, stay until the end to fully grasp the ancient wisdom. Greetings to all of you. Many people, because they focus too much on emotions, always want to show utmost devotion to others. It's fine that you express your devotion, but the problem is you also demand that others show the same devotion as you. When they don't, you immediately collapse. So much moral condemnation, always using tears and words to curse the other party. Things like ungrateful, heartless, disloyal, betrayer. Making yourself feel as if you've saved the other person's ancestors for 18 generations. Saying things like, "I've been so good to you. How could you treat me like this?" The problem here is what? The problem is they never asked you to be devoted to them in the first place. It's just you being overly sentimental, assuming things on your own, then hoping others will reciprocate. If they don't, you hurt yourself, you suffer. Isn't this the behavior of a child, creating a family game in their own head? You give me one piece of candy, then you want me to give you two back. If I don't, you'll cry, complain to the whole world that I'm heartless, ungrateful. The problem is, who told you to give me that candy? Wasn't it your own choice? For example, some bosses face this issue too. Take Zeng, for instance, who joined the company as a novice. The boss single-handedly trained him, turning him into an outstanding talent. When he became capable, he went to the boss demanding a raise. The boss, hearing this, felt crushed, going around saying Zeng was too selfish. He's where he is today because I built him up. Now, not only does he not thank me, he dares to demand things from me. What a betrayer. In reality, such bosses are still immature, unable to see through the schemes behind emotions. First, believe in emotions, and you'll suffer for a lifetime. You talk about emotions with those around you, and you'll find they talk about money with you. When you don't talk about emotions and just work, you'll see everyone around you talking about emotions. Except for your parents, all other emotions are performance. As long as you provide enough benefits, others will perform tirelessly. If you're hurt by others, don't blame them. Blame yourself for not seeing through. Look at those with depression, who among them wasn't hurt by family ties, friendships, or love. Don't waste time doubting others' feelings for you, because the result will disappoint you. Because everyone who talks about emotions with you revolves around their own interests. Sometimes, even your parents are like that. Why do they want you to marry early? Because they want to hold grandchildren soon to make themselves happy. Why do they want you to marry someone nearby? Because it's convenient for them to rely on you when they need something. Why do they give birth to you? Also for their own happiness. Ask yourself, did you have children for their happiness or for your own? If it's for their happiness, may I ask, did you consult them? For your own comfort, didn't you unintentionally bring them into this world? One of my students told me, her husband treated her terribly, but her parents wouldn't let her divorce because it would bring shame to the family. See that? Sacrificing their daughter's lifelong happiness just so they don't lose face. Then they say, we're doing this all for your benefit. Remember this, everyone who says, I'm doing this all for your benefit, is essentially doing it for their own benefit. Family, friendship, love, it's all the same. Second, believe in love, and you'll hurt for a lifetime. Do men have true love? Don't be naive. For men, a wife is less than a concubine is less than a mistress, and a mistress is less than someone who's not a lover. Every man dreams of having many concubines, and every woman has the beautiful dream of exclusively owning a certain man. The nature of men, loving the new and tiring of the old, is their instinct. Clothes you once loved, you've thrown away now, haven't you? Eating delicious food every day, don't you get sick of it? Marriage, in fact, goes against human nature. Because human nature is to love the new, hate the old, be greedy, and insatiable. How can you love only one person for a lifetime? The scary thing is, you still believe in love to this day. When getting married, people shouldn't say things like, whether rich or poor, I'll never leave you. Such meaningless words. Instead, they should say, I'll fight against my instinct to betray and love you forever. Sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? Even the most beautiful woman, over time, will feel bland. Because it's facing the human nature of loving the new, hating the old, being greedy and insatiable. To avoid being hurt in love, the key is don't invest all your emotions in one person. Always monitor the level of your emotional investment. If you've invested 100 degrees, have the courage to cool it down to 60 degrees. Too cold is 100 degrees, too hot is 80 degrees. Only that protects you. If you love someone deeply, learn to subtract, find a few other friends, transfer some of your emotions to others, plant some flowers, have your own hobbies. Try not to place your emotions in living beings because living beings change, they die. Then, you'll suffer inconsolable pain. For example, you raise a dog, you love it dearly. Then you've already set yourself up for suffering. Because a dog will surely, one day, be lost, get sick or die. And the degree of change in humans is 1,000,000 times worse than a dog's. You dare to love someone deeply. Do you know how dangerous that is? When a man clearly doesn't love you, doesn't suggest breaking up or divorcing, says he loves you, but does things behind your back that hurt you. In reality, he doesn't love you. He just doesn't want to lose the foolish woman who loves him. While enjoying your love, he still thinks he deserves someone better. This is the classic, riding a donkey while looking for a horse. It's just that his current conditions don't allow him to abandon the donkey yet. But when the conditions are ripe, he'll keep both the donkey and the horse. The donkey works for him, the horse takes him sightseeing. So, wake up, don't be blinded by emotions anymore. Third, believe in a lover, and you'll be sad for a lifetime. Someone asked me, do men truly love their lovers? I replied, do you know what a lover is? It's a relationship that can't be made public, can't be brought into the light, can't be known by others. A secretive relationship. Men seek lovers because of loneliness and emptiness. Where's the true love in that? Men are just chasing desire, wanting free intimacy. It's all just to satisfy physical needs. This kind of emotion chases the thrill and novelty of secrecy. The most important thing is it comes with no responsibility. He doesn't love you. He's just tired of being bound by marriage. And a lover relationship requires no care, no responsibility. Men won't actively break up with you, afraid you'll make a scene. They'll just slowly grow cold, making you exhausted. When men cheat, seeking lovers, there are only two states, never once or countless times. So, don't hope such men will be faithful to you. Women trapped by emotions always say, men are so cruel. In extramarital relationships, they only want to satisfy physical desires with no real emotional investment. Here, I must defend men for a moment. In fact, men can be both deep and lasting. It's just that they're more rational, because they can love a lover deeply but reserve longevity for their wife. In reality, this mindset is very contradictory, because he craves your love but hopes your love remains stable. You can be clingy, but it mustn't affect his family. You can love deeply, but it mustn't impact his marriage. To put it more brutally, when I'm free, I'll be with you. When I'm busy, you have to endure. If you unfortunately become someone's lover, what then? Don't hope for true love. Learn to use the man's resources. If the man has status and position, use his connections. First, secure a large sum for yourself. When the day of parting truly comes, you won't be left empty-handed, with nothing of your own. But everything can be used, except survival and benefits. Other things in this life aren't problems, especially emotions. It's just a game between men and women, played for fun. Who told you to take it seriously? The true masters are those who stay in love without being moved by it. Look at successful businessmen. Most of them, in matters of love, can easily retreat. But most women easily fall into it, unable to free themselves. This is due to not grasping the purpose and measuring correctly, or in other words, too little experience. When a woman becomes hard to move emotionally, congratulations, you've reached the pinnacle of life. Because the masters use emotions without being swayed by them. Why could Wu Zetian become a legendary empress? Because she didn't love men, she only used men. This is called, without desire, one becomes strong. So, women should be independent. Whoever loves, suffers. Whoever is moved, hurts. Next, listen carefully. I'll talk about 3 methods to help foolish men and resentful women escape the sea of emotional suffering. Number 1. Don't expect emotions from anyone. Men's judgment of love is often because a woman is beautiful. Women's deep love is often because a man has money. It's not that you lack charm with women, it's that you lack money. Many men, hurt by women, suffer greatly. In reality, your pain isn't because of that woman, but because your wallet isn't strong enough to pursue more women. A man who doesn't lack women, how could he be hurt? Ask yourself, does someone like Ronaldo often get hurt by emotions? Someone hurt by something is because they value it too much. Why value it? Because you lack it. That's the essence. Those who overvalue emotions, their lives will never be easy. Trust, dependence, reminiscing about the past in a moment can make you suffer with no way out. In this life, all sorrow and loneliness basically stem from a lack of money and love. But a lack of love, at its core, is a lack of money. It's an external thing, you can have it or not. Money is essential, you can't not want it. One student asked me, "My girlfriend broke up with me. What should I do? What method should I use to win her back?" I really didn't know what to say. I said, "Why chase after women? Chase your career. When you conquer your career, a ton of women will naturally chase you." It's that simple, but sadly, many men don't understand this. A man still clinging to eternal love, that man, in this life, is no longer of great use. All those who achieve big things must have one trait: extreme rationality. It doesn't matter what your partner is like. Just focus on making money. Why bother controlling her? All relationships will end. Only your wallet is reliable. Do you know why poor people grow old together? Because they lack the capital to change partners. Women, not charming enough, feel men are unfaithful. Men, too weak, feel women are materialistic. Some people drift further from you, not because you did something wrong, but because they no longer need you. In the past, they interacted with you. Frankly, it was just a relationship of benefits. Yet you mistook it for emotions. If a woman tells you, "I don't care if you have no money, I'm not that kind of materialistic woman. Even without money, I'll still love you." Just listen, don't believe it. Absolutely don't believe it. These words are like you saying, "She's gained weight, become ugly, sloppy, I'll still love you." It's the same meaning. In principle, in morality, in reason, everyone can grit their teeth and say they'll still love. But the body and eyes are honest. You can't deceive yourself. The prerequisite for fidelity in marriage is what? It's whether you can satisfy each other. The core essence of the marriage system is to serve societal development, providing a stable workforce, not for love. Marriage laws never required people to marry for love. It's just that people assume marriage is the necessary result of love. The value of marriage is to integrate resources. Marrying the wrong person or not marrying at all isn't the core essence of marriage. Economics is. Why is dating beautiful, but marriage isn't? Because in dating, you can satisfy each other. If you can satisfy each other, you can be faithful forever. So, I say a man always in the process of growth. If the woman doesn't keep up, being replaced is just a matter of time. A woman always growing. If the man doesn't grow, being replaced is inevitable too. Men and women, at their core, what kind of relationship is it? It's the relationship between a tree and a vine. Men are the tree, women are the vine. If the tree grows but the vine doesn't, that tree will be wrapped by other vines. If the vine grows but the tree doesn't, that vine will wrap around another tree. That's the law of nature. Nowadays, men's infidelity is seen as serious. But are women's infidelities any less? What's the core reason for beauty straying? Can you blame them? It's just that your wall is too low. When you reach a higher level, greater ability, greater wealth, can they still stray? They'd want to, but they couldn't. It's because your level is low. Don't talk about vines. Even potato vines can climb out. The center of a family isn't emotions, it's economics. When your money isn't enough, you don't need to overly care about spousal relationships or family emotions. Beyond familial bonds, just focus on your business. Remember, using money to talk about emotions with them is more effective than using words to express emotions. Don't make yourself too sentimental. What they need, fundamentally, isn't you but your money. Number 2, don't expect morality from anyone. Zeng Guofan, the top official in the late Qing dynasty, whether in conduct or work, knowledge or character, was entirely worthy of being a role model for posterity. But in reality, when he first became an official, he didn't do well and faced hostility almost everywhere in the court, because he not only limited himself with morality, but also had high expectations of others' morality. Other officials, if they made the slightest mistake in their work style, he'd report them to the emperor. Today reporting this person, tomorrow reporting that one. It made almost everyone dislike him. They even banded together against him. Zeng Guofan back then was extremely frustrated, not understanding why he, full of integrity, clean, and upright, ended up being hindered by everyone, struggling to move forward. Later, he began to reflect on himself and finally understood the Taoist philosophy. The softest isn't soft, the hardest isn't hard. From then, he established a life principle. Use the world's softest approach to control the hardest things. In all matters, as long as the result is good, it's fine. Some flaws or oversights in the process don't matter. Others' methods and approaches, even if he found them hard to accept, he wouldn't interfere. If someone deliberately made things difficult, he'd endure. If someone stabbed him in the back, as long as it wasn't fatal, he wouldn't investigate. He'd heal himself and let it go. Don't expect morality from anyone. Just focus on helping the emperor solve problems. Over time, people realized Zeng Guofan had changed, no longer the prickly hedgehog. His enemies gradually disappeared, and his trust and prestige in the emperor's eyes were gradually built. When you understand that human nature is selfish, every action, every word of others revolves around their own interests, you'll naturally let go. As long as you expect morality from others, you'll surely be hurt. Men say, "I'll love you my whole life." Women say, "Even in poverty or illness, I'll never leave." Children say, "When I grow up, I'll definitely be filial to my parents." Employees say, "I'll forever be grateful to the boss." The boss says, "You'll always be my brother." These words, if you believe them, you'll soon be hurt. In the face of interests, they're all fairy tales. If not, it's because the interests aren't big enough. I'm not saying don't talk about morality, but don't expect others to treat you morally. People are only moral with themselves. Use morality to restrain yourself, not to demand others be moral with you. That's true morality. Using morality to demand others be moral with you, that's immorality. Number 3, don't always try to build yourself a facade of being a good person. Yesterday, a friend called me, saying his brother-in-law had previously borrowed $50 million for business. Later, his father-in-law fell seriously ill, and he alone paid tens of millions in medical bills. After his father-in-law passed, he asked his mother-in-law and brother-in-law if the medical costs could be split. The result? His mother-in-law scolded him, saying, "What a cold son-in-law, spending money on your father-in-law and still calculating." He went home and told his wife, and she blamed him too. "Why are you so stingy? My brother's business isn't making money. As a son-in-law, isn't my father your father too?" Hearing this, he was completely confused. Why was he, the one who paid, the one being scolded? A few days later, he thought it over and decided, "Fine, I'll cover the medical costs myself. But the money I lent my brother-in-law for business, that needs to be repaid." So he told his wife, "Tell mom and her brother I'll handle the medical costs, but the $50 million your brother borrowed for business, he needs to pay me back." Hearing this, his wife got furious, scolding him. "Why are you so obsessed with money? Isn't my brother your brother? He's struggling in business, not making money, and you still demand it. Is that humane?" They had a big fight. That evening, a call came from his mother-in-law. She scolded him. Rest assured, this old woman, will sell my blood if I have to pay you back. Don't pressure my son anymore. I gave you my daughter for so many years. Are a few tens of millions worth that much?" That friend completely broke down. That night, he called me, asking how to handle it. I said, "Forget the money. Cut contact with their whole family." He said, "How can I? They're family. I'll let the money go, but now their whole family thinks I'm stingy, has issues with me. How do I make them stop having issues with me?" I said, "Why do you care so much about them not having issues with you? Do you need to prove you're a good person in their eyes that badly? Aren't you tired?" He said, "Family relationships are important. We need to maintain good ties among family members." But I saw he was too deeply immersed. So I share my perspective. In reality, many people are burdened by emotions, bound by family relationships, by the desire to always be a good person. The result is they exhaust themselves, yet receive no praise. The reason is simple. Those who see you as good, even if you're good 10 times and bad 5, will still think you're good. But for those who see you as bad, even if you're good 100 times, it won't fix that one bad time in their eyes. So what to do? Don't try to change how they see you. Stay away from them. Be tougher with them. You don't have to be good to everyone, even family. I never like claiming I'm a good person, because if you're not good once, all the good you did before will be crossed out by them. Better to be bad in their eyes, so when you're good once, they'll see it as a surprise. Most people are sad because they gave but didn't get equivalent to rebuttal. So the best way is don't give anything at all. That way, even if they curse you, you won't care. The worst is giving and still being cursed. Except for your parents, with anyone else. I'm good to you once, you return the good, we can be close friends. I'm good to you once, you don't return it, we can be distant. I'm good to you once, you don't return it, and even badmouth me? Block, no matter who it is. People bully the weak and fear the strong. Even those who love you are like that. Don't waste time maintaining meaningless relationships. Spend your time becoming stronger.